Corla. Taoiseach, last July during Leaders' Questions, and indeed several times since then, I have raised the backlog of 1,000 disabled applicants who are seeking a primary medical certificate. As you will be aware, the Primary Medical Certificate Scheme provides relief from vehicle registration tax and VAT, and is open to severely and permanently disabled persons as a driver or as a passenger. To qualify for the relief, the applicant must hold a primary medical certificate, which is issued by the Board of Disabled Drivers Medical Board of Appeal. However, this entire process was badly delayed when the board and its members resigned in 2021. Now, I do want to welcome the progress that has been made and indeed the intervention from the Minister for Finance, because the board has since been reinstated. That is certainly welcome and it's certainly one step forward, but there's many more steps to be taken with this whole issue. Unfortunately, one of the key reasons for the resignation of the board members, the previous board that is, was the ridiculous severity in respect of the eligibility criteria for a primary medical certificate. That caused much frustration and indeed is continuing to cause frustration. When I raised this issue directly with the Taoiseach last July, he acknowledged that there was an earlier scheme in the 1990s which was far more broader and flexible in scope. He was referring to the Disabled Drivers and Disabled Passengers Regulations 1994, which allowed for eligibility on medical grounds of disabled persons who were severely and permanently disabled, including those wholly or almost wholly without the use of both hands or arms, or wholly or almost wholly without the use of one leg. This is the precise case of my own constituent David Daigan, who has had his hand and much of his left arm amputated. But despite a number of attempts in applying for a medical certificate, a primary medical certificate, he's been denied it. And this is absurd. And, you know, it's not right or acceptable that a man with such a disability, a lifelong disability, is being denied a primary medical certificate. David has spoken widely in local media about how the refusal of a primary medical certificate has forced him to the brink of poverty. Taoiseach, I'm appealing with you here today to do what you can around the whole eligibility criteria. The re-establishment of the Board of Appeal was a welcome and positive move, but all of that work has been undermined because of the way in which the eligibility criteria for a primary medical certificate is being applied. It's been applied with bureaucratic zeal that is contrary to our obligations around the rights of the disabled person.
Deputy Taoiseach.
I just want to thank Deputy Nolan for raising this very important issue, and I think we can all agree in the House that we need to do all that we can to ensure that people with disabilities have independence and have freedom and can take up employment, can use a car, can travel, can do all the things that we need to do and they need to do. In terms of primary medical cert, I don't have an up-to-date note on that with me, Deputy, but I will get you more information as soon as I can. I know the Minister for Finance is seized of the matter, has appointed new board members, as you mentioned, and is trying to get through the backlog of cases that need to be considered. Of course, we can review the criteria to see if we can include more people. It's never an easy thing to do, because no matter where you put the criteria or what the rules are, there will always be people who don't qualify, no matter what scheme you set up. But I take your point that in some cases the rules are too strict and too harsh, and perhaps they're being enforced too strictly, and I'll certainly discuss that with Minister McGrath.
Nolan,
Taoiseach, I thank you very much for your comments and indeed your commitment to pursue the issue further. I just want to add that, you know, we're talking about 1,000 applicants here, and even if that number were to increase slightly, it wouldn't put the state under undue pressure. I believe that it's something that we can do, it's something that is achievable, and it's something that we must do in terms of ensuring that this state has credibility for supporting and upholding the rights of people with disability. I also want to ask Taoiseach if you would also take on board that there may also be an option. It's my understanding that the Minister could bring forward a statutory instrument and that would resolve this matter. Again, I want to stress that we're talking about small numbers here, and I believe that there is an onus on us now to deliver for those people. There's 1,000 now, and even as I said, if it increased slightly, these people have been, I feel, unfairly treated, and they need their primary medical certificates, and it's only fair that they get them. Gareth Maggott.
Thank you. Taoiseach.
Thanks, Deputy. And I've come across one or two not dissimilar cases in my constituency too, and you can have my assurance that I will follow up on this. Minister McGrath's in Brussels today, but I'll see him during the week and